Got me breeding with dragons. I cracked the egg in your bastard, you bastard. I'm a master with man.
Misusing your influence.
I'm not on the outside looking in.
Now we're in the game, got the whole world talking. King Kunta.
That's the first time I heard Kendrick.
After incorporating some of the songs into my lessons, I wrote a blog post, and it made its way to Kendrick Lamar and his team in California. And right away he said, Kendrick read your post. He loved it. He wants to come visit your school.
Yeah, I'm Kendrick Lamar, aka Business to me just they that me your friends since be up to posse my
If our students and the demographics of our country are becoming more and more diverse, and our classrooms are more and more diverse, we have to start thinking about the nature of the canon and what we consider text and what we consider worthy of study. Oftentimes in schools, the authors that they study are canonical European authors. In other words, old dead white men. So to have Kendrick Lamar come here, not so much as a rapper or an MC, but as a writer, as an author, as someone who produces text, someone who produces literature, that's incredibly inspirational for students who look like him, but also anyone who's really engaged in the arts.
Man, this is a class. It's definitely full. I can just see the energy. I can feel the energy.
Yeah, I was a sophomore, and I would come up and I would go to Mr. Moon and be like, yo, can I rap?
We kind of teamed together and put together this class called Hip Hop Lit.
We dissect album covers, dissect advertisements, go through songs, and we dissect the literature of the songs.
Teaching about like African American struggle and just like sexism, but through hip hop music is really awesome.
Both The Bluest Eye and To Pimp a Butterfly express the African American struggle to adhere to white standards.
And people showed poems, people rapped, and he kind of gave us a space where we could just express ourselves.
And that's really cool because you get to identify with it, you know? And like just identifying with other people's art and creativity, it's a great experience, I think, overall.
I'm from that small population of South Asian men who can't properly grow facial hair. I've got a tiny tribe of hair that sparsely populates the continents of my skin. Most people don't realize that we have the density to mark our own demographic.
I think hip hop in general has given me a better idea of the other side of the narrative and the stories that we don't get to hear, which is kind of what makes hip hop so beautiful.
I can connect to it because it's in like a language I can understand. You know, music is one of the universal languages, and it's one of the best teaching tools you can implement in school.
What you know about my heart was right when I was sitting in class. I love English, but of course I hated math. I wasn't right with my numbers, that kept me in a slumber, working all day trying to fulfill the summer.
So the cipher, for those that don't know, is like when participants stand in like a equidistant circle and they participate either poetry or a line of rap or something into the circle. And in a lot of ways, that exchange that's happening like is teaching and learning. Like dialogue is pedagogy and is teaching and learning.
Knowledge is power. I've been the truth. K-Dotty never been a coward. I devour any MC by law. This is skill. This has never been flawed. This is imperfection. This is not neglection. This is resurrection. This is God.
And when people are participating in a cipher, you don't have to tell them pay attention. Like they are engaged. Like that's what a good classroom looks like when kids are sort of like calling response and they're listening to each other, right? And so like the cipher is sort of a framework for teaching and learning.
How to say that off the top with it? I don't even know. I never pop, lock, drop with it. Why I ain't white or black? No, I'm in the middle. Yeah, I like to ball, but the boy can never dribble. Little drizzle.
Opens you up, I think, to be more than just a student.
Yo, it's the sun guy, shining, bringing light to the dark. Now when the diamonds are flung with the rhymes and the art, knowledge is dropped from the start, flow from the heart, taking you out of slavery, split the waters apart. This is the modern day minister for the brothers and sisters.
So when he shows up and he's like, I came here because of the work you're doing, that says to my students that their work is important. And ultimately what that means is that their identity is important.
We gon' be all right. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? We gon' be all. We gon' be all. Huh? Be all right. We gon'. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? We gon' be all. And when I wake up, I recognize you looking at me for the pay cut. Bahamas, I be looking at you from the face down. We make a left and leave a boom with the bass down.
This album wasn't made for. I didn't think I made it for a 16-year-old. You know. So when a 16-year-old is intrigued by it, it lets me know how so far advanced as a society we actually are, you know? And that inspired me on a whole nother level. I always get people like my parents or, you know, older adults saying, this is great, you know, you have a message, you have themes, you have different genres of music, but to get a kid actually telling me this, it's a different type of feeling. I don't think nobody in the world can belittle, you know, their humor, their smarts, nothing, because they're highly intelligent. And walking into their classroom, it just proved me right.
I'm at the preacher's door, knees getting weak, gun might blow. We gon' be out. We gon' be out. We gon' be out. We gon'. Do you hear me? Do you feel gon' be alright? We gon' be alright. We gon' be alright. We gon' be alright. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? We gon' be alright. Make some noise for yourself, y'all.
The way y'all look at my music, the way y'all broke it down, the way y'all articulated, the way y'all put it together with everyday life, it's amazing. I couldn't ask for better accomplishments, no award, nothing. This is the best accolade this far, you dig what I'm saying? So, with that being said, I will continue to do what I do. I will continue to relate to you. You relate to me, and with that being said, I will be back. That's a promise, y'all. All right?
Every day, and it won't stop. Boom, boom, boom. No, and it won't stop.